Hi everyone, welcome to Euthanasia Legacy. Today we are going to see the visions about euthanasia in the whole world and the legalization of this. For example, we are going to see some of the visions about the debate, like the moral of the doctor and the patient's life. Okay, we're going to start. What is euthanasia? Well, we consider a society about euthanasia. In this case, we're going to say euthanasia occurs when a doctor offers his help to fulfill the patient's wishes to kill himself through a lethal drug prescribed. In many countries, as I said, the debate is about the ethical dilemma of personal decision about one's own life protection. In this case, the ethical dilemma has the doctor, and the other part of the dilemma is in the patient and the life of this person. Okay, but let's question. But what is the problem with this? Why euthanasia is something bad for the society? Okay, so let's answer a little bit this question. One of the most common questions is if the government can legalize this act without considering it's a homicide. But most people say that it has to be considered a homicide if the doctor assists the patient to kill himself. But let's question ourselves. Is it true? Can anyone give the value they consider to his or her own life? Please think about it. So, are you ready? Are you ready to continue? Do you answer the last question? Okay, continue. Also, each person must have the capacity for personal choice and autonomy over his or her own life. Well, we think into account a little phrase from Sir Patrick Stewart in which he mentions that we have no control over how we come into the world, but at the end of the life, we should have control of how we live it. Do you think that is true or isn't it? Do you think about it? Do you think about the answer of the last question? Okay, it is time to clarify of some of the things about legalization of euthanasia. First of all, it is clear that the right to die is more than irrefutable, but the thing is that the doctors should be on the right to help patients commit suicide. Instead of giving freedom to patients, euthanasia and assisted suicide are about giving other people the legal power to end another person's life without a sentence or something like that. But it's not a secret that assisted suicide is a matter of public interest because it affects friends, family, healthcare personnel, and society. This occurs because everyone has a part of the influence of the decision makings in general about euthanasia. But the legalization of assisted suicide must be properly regulated so that it doesn't lose its objective of expanding rights. For example, nowadays, expanding those rights will apply if you meet all the criteria for eligibility. If you have an illness whose prognosis is not straightforward, dementia or chronic, but not a terminal illness, then you wouldn't meet the criteria. Attempts to extend the law will be most inevitable. In this case, assisted suicide is not a private act, and there is a real risk that the right to die will soon become a duty to die. Because nowadays, all the people that have a terminal illness is the unique that has the right to decide about his or her own life. Why this happened? To start concluding this documental, we are going to say that euthanasia, it is an act that will depend on each person. As we mentioned before, it is a moral dilemma between the doctor and patient, no one more. In fact, it should be understood that it's a free right of each person's decision. And finally, we could say that each person should have the opportunity to choose about his or her body, in the sense that he or she has the right to choose about his life. The important debate goes around about not penalizing the doctor who assists the person for suicide, since somehow disables the opportunity to give this expansion of rights. And for example, I will say, like personal opinion, that to end this by saying that the legalization of euthanasia is not a way for anyone to seek the easy side of life, like most of the people say. Euthanasia is an extension of rights and a manifestation of pure law itself. So, thank you for watching us. This is Euthanasia Legacy, and today is in charge of Laura Guzman, and so we're going to see you in the next chapter. Bye bye.